Hey guys, so today May 3rd, I just finished working on my app, which is fetching the data using PHP and MySQL. But when I'm working on this video, all of a sudden I noticed something um, that a new version of Angular is out, like 6.00. As you can see, this is a stable new version. They just released just now. So what I'm thinking that I'm going to upgrade my app to use this version 6.00. So let's see how I heard a lot about this release. So I decided to do a very quick video on reviewing this 6.00. So I'll be going through a lot, but before I do that, what I quickly want to do, I want to quickly go to the Angular CLI.json because I know that there are quite a few changes to this Angular CLI.json. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a backup of it. So just to see, how it looks like. And second thing, what I'm going to do right now, that I'm going to do a ng build prod of my current app, okay? And the whole purpose is the reason I want to do it. I want to compare the before and after versions. Like I heard like Angular CLI, the new Angular CLI 6.00, it uses a lot of advanced technologies and it can reduce the size of your build. So I want to test that too. So let me just quickly run this and note down all of these things, and we'll get started. Okay guys, so I just finished taking a backup, not actually the backup, just doing a ng build prod, and I noted down the size, different size, what actually my build is producing. Now it's time to upgrade. So before I do that, I quickly want to head out to the documentation. I know there is a different website, it's called like update.angular.io. Okay, perfect. And it's asking you, as you can see, a very nice documentation. First of all, I must admit, very nice documentation. I've never seen this before from Angular. So I know this morning I used 5.2 and I want to upgrade to 6.0. How complex is your app? Um, I will stick with, let's go with medium. Okay, it doesn't make it, as you can see, you can compare the different options. What's the difference between small, medium, and advanced? But let's go with medium first. And my package manager is npm, and show me how to update. Okay, as you can see, before updating, that you import any animation services or tools from Angular core. I know that we are doing this one. Okay, and then you have to switch HTTP module. So this one, like has been there from a long time already. And the good thing with all my apps are, I only use HTTP API, HTTP client in services. Okay, so that's the good thing when you keep all your backend code in at one place. So as you can see here, and I am already using HTTP client, so I don't need to worry about this. Okay. Second thing is, choose a value of preserve white spaces in your tsconfig.json. Okay, to gain the benefits of setting this one. Okay, that's no brainer. Okay, so tsconfig .json. Okay, let's not get confused with this one. Here, this is like it says preserve white spaces. Okay. I don't have that. Okay. Value to off. Let me quickly. That's no big deal. Preserve. No, sorry. Okay, so I'm done with this change. Make sure that you're using Node 8 or later. Okay, let's quickly verify that. Node-v. I think I'm using the latest version. Quickly verify the npm also. And then next thing it says you have to install the Angular CLI. You have to do the global install. So if you're on a Mac, make sure that. So I need to upgrade my npm, but I will worry about this later. Or maybe let's just do it right now. So I'm going to do sudo npm I, and I'm going to update my npm. Okay, and also I will be updating my Angular CLI. So okay, So this is actually I'm globally updating that. Okay. Okay, so I globally installed the new ng CLI. Let me just quickly verify that. So this is the npm version and node version and then ng-v. Okay, so it's complaining that, look at this. It's saying that my current version, okay, the Angular CLI version, global Angular CLI version is greater than your local version 1.74. So this is good. So that means, like, now I have Angular CLI installed globally, and that's what this instruction said. Now is trying to update the Angular CLI in my local directory. Okay, so in my local app, next thing I want to do is I'm going to install Angular CLI, and I can do it all this in one step, but I don't want to. Oh, so next step is I want to do ng update once the Angular, it updates the local Angular CLI in my on this project. Okay, so I just updated my local Angular CLI version. Now quickly run ng-v again, and okay, it's again complaining about the local option. Okay, that's okay. And now next thing I want to do is ng update CLI. I know this, so this is the step what it's going to do. As you can see, I have Angular CLI JSON file here, and what I'm expecting that it will get rid of that file and it will create Angular.json file instead. So this is the biggest step. Let's just do this one. Okay, so as you can see, I just run a ng-v, and it came out with this very nice looking screen. So as you can see, it has automatically good thing is schematics is a part of new Angular 6.00 version. So far everything looks good. Let's go and follow the next step. So this is saying you need to update any script you may have in your package.json. So let's go back to your package.json file. I don't have anything like that, but the only thing, that's what I'm talking about. If you have a single dash, you have to you have to use it like this. So now use two dashes for flag. If you there's no harm in updating it like this, but let's just do it. Okay. And then next step is I have to install do a couple of more modifications here. Okay. Next step is it's saying asking me to update my Angular core and then Angular material. I wanted to do everything in all in one command, but I'm just going to do one by one. So I'm going to run ng update core and ng update Angular material, followed by ng update. So I'll let you know once this is done. So as per the instruction, you see I just finished installing Angular core and Angular material, and now it's complaining that it couldn't find the Angular JSON. I think that's expected. Next step is like just do an ng update. Um, Actually, I should do ng update all, but I'm going to follow their instruction as is. So let's just do an ng update and see what it does. Okay, so as per their instruction, the next thing is looks like I have to do an ng update, because I know that Angular CLI, as long as you're seeing this Angular CLI.json, it needs to be go away, and it will be an Angular.json. Okay, let's see. I'm going to do ng update at Angular/CLI. Okay, looks good. So as you guys saw, like ng update Angular CLI, that was the major change, and it got rid of my Angular CLI.json and it replaced with Angular.json. This file looks very, very different, not very different, but it has basically, if I look at this closely, is supporting multiple projects. So I'll compare this with the file I saved earlier, but that comes later. For now, let me go back and go back to instructions, and let me install rxjs lint globally. Okay, while we are waiting, I want to show you the next step. So okay, it's complaining about the sudo because I cannot do the global installation. It needs my password. Okay. Let me open this backend services here. Okay. As you can see, it's already started giving me lots of errors here. Okay. So, and I believe this is because of the RxJS has changed now. Okay. So now let me run this next step. So this step is actually going to do the migration. So I believe this will take care of most of my RxJS issues. Okay. Okay, didn't like it. Let me run this with sudo. Okay, let me quickly. Okay guys, so that was my mistake. So what I did earlier, so I added this code earlier, preserve white spaces off, and this was giving me a lot of problem. As you can see, I ignored this warning. I should have looked at this earlier. So what I did, I'm going to undo this. I did undo these changes, and then I just hit ng serve, and the next thing you do is it's magic. Like you see, I am upgraded to Angular 6 now. So I think I must appreciate the documentation they have delivered is very great documentation. If you follow the instructions line by line, as I just did for my app, and my app is working again. So again, guys, this was a very quick basic tutorials. Next video, I know there is a lot to this Angular 6. There are Angular elements, there is Angular, especially if you go to the material.angular.io. Let me show you this one. So here, actually, that's where the real beauty of the new Angular 6 is. So what you can do here, this is basic installation guides, but actually it comes back with with schematics. So what you can do, there are a lot of advanced things you can do. You can create your Angular material design using CLI. So that's stay tuned for that video tutorial. Next step is I'm going to be using Angular 6 for new Angular material components, and I believe that's where the real magic is. And you can use, I'll be making another tutorial on Angular elements. That's another big piece of new Angular 6 release. So guys, if you have any questions, if you get any problems in your code, just feel free to leave comments in this video, and hopefully I'll be able to solve you.